right, and today we are going to do some more stitching on this beautiful quilt. And I just wanted to note these yellow pieces of paper dictates the rows that they are. So it's always important to note and use safety pins when you're creating a masterpiece. And this is so exciting. Here we go. Let's sew a little. And today we are sewing on our 4th of July or Patriotic Quilt, and we're putting on our first of 2 borders around the edge.
This is what it's going to look like with the first border on. Let's see if I can turn it over a little bit. It'll have a white border and then a red border with stars.
Absolutely stunning. I'm so excited. This is beautiful. And right now we're sewing on the border like we mentioned, and the solid white border piece is underneath. Our piece quilt is on the top, the right sides together. So we have the back of the quilt to us, and that's so that we can make sure our seams all lay down properly when we are sewing. And we just sew 3-4 inches to make sure we're perfectly aligned, and then sew some more. And when you adjust, make sure the bulk of your fabric, the weight of your fabric, is up to where it's not torquing or pulling or making it more difficult to stitch.
If you've got a seam that wants to turn the wrong direction, just use a little safety pin, a little straight pin, or if you have
or your stiletto
handy, which I didn't at that point, use it. It keeps your fingers farther away from the needle.
And sometimes we backstitch when we go over a seam just for extra security. And if it pulls and torques, it's never going to be our weak spot. And we are sewing today. You hear it purring like a kitten. It's our Husqvarna Viking. Readjusting the bulk as we go.
And now we're going to come up with a seam that's in the little border. And what I'll do is just making sure that it goes. I split that seam because it was coming, they come close together sometimes. And I want to make like a road ramp so it comes up gentle and back down gentle, not a big bump. That way when you do quilt it, it is a lot easier.
Yeah, you'd never want to run over 6 to 8 layers on your long arm. You could pop a needle, especially if you have it geared too fast.
Correct.
And here, my friends, is our Patriotic Quilt. Just one more border to go, And then we are ready for the long arm. I am so excited. This is looking so great, Sylvia. You have done such an absolutely tremendous job, and very, very, very impressive. Cannot wait to share the entire tutorial.